Hey guys, we are in Chicago. My name is Sanjivani. I'm the Wellness Ambassador for Learn at Lyfe. We're here today at Lyfe Kitchen, which is an upscale, casual dining restaurant serving delicious, good-for-you food. They're located in River North, Evanston, and coming soon to Streeterville. I'm here with Nate. Nate, please tell us a little bit about yourself, Lyfe Kitchen's mission, and how Lyfe Kitchen has cracked the code on healthy dining.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. I'm one of the partners here at Lyfe Kitchen, and we've been doing this for a year. Our 1-year anniversary at this store is next week.
Awesome!
We're really excited about that. I've been with Lyfe for almost 3.5 years, and the mission really jumped out at me when I first saw it. And the idea was, we want to make great tasting food, you know, affordable, convenient, good for you. We want to make it available to the masses. There was all these preconceived missions about great tasting, good for you food. It's not going to fill you up. It's going to be too expensive. It's going to be served in a grungy environment. Essentially hippie food served by hippies. And we wanted to make it, you know, normal and accessible. And I feel like that's what we've done here. So we're not marketing ourselves as a healthy restaurant. You know, we're calling ourselves a great tasting, you know, really high quality food restaurant that, oh, by the way, just happens to be good for you. And it's really, you know, accessible. The most expensive thing on our menu is the roasted Loch Duart salmon. It's the same salmon you'll find at any of the top steakhouses in Chicago, and it's $14.99.
That's awesome. Well, all this talk about food is making me hungry.
Me too.
So perhaps I should go taste something.
Let's do it. So what we have here is Art's Unfried Chicken, the vegan version. What we wanted to do at Lyfe Kitchen was create a place where everyone could come. You know, if you're vegan and your husband wants a burger, or if it's the other way around, there's something for everyone here. So that's our vegan version of our Art's Unfried Chicken.
Looks delicious.
We have the regular version here for those of you who aren't vegan.
This is really good. Really good. Tell me where some of your ingredients come from.
So we have Brussels sprouts, butternut squash. The cream on the bottom is actually a cashew cream made from our corn chowder. We don't use any cream or butter in the restaurant. There's no microwave, no fryer. We have cranberries, chives, and
delicious.
Dijon vinaigrette as well.
Really good. What do we have here?
And this is the ancient grain bowl with Gardein beef tips. Again, this is another vegan dish. There's ancient grains, quinoa, forbidden black rice, snap peas, carrots, chili, cilantro, broccoli, and a lime on the side. It's really, really good. It's got a little kick to it, but it's great.
Really good. Now, how do you, like, do you guys change the menu with the seasons? Or?
Absolutely. So we have, you know, our staples of our menu, our best sellers. We have fish tacos, our best seller in every single one of our restaurants. Art's Unfried Chicken's a top item as well. But you know, ingredients are seasonal.
Right.
So we certainly do a couple seasonal menu changes a year, especially with our drinks and some of our entrees and sides as well.
So, like, do you guys go to farmers markets to get your ingredients, or how do you?
So we get our ingredients from, you know, we get our produce from Get Fresh. We try to get as much local as possible. Obviously, that changes in the middle of winter in Chicago. You're not getting all local produce.
Right.
We try to use, you know, all of our meat is grass-fed. All of our chicken is free-range. No antibiotics, hormone-free. Our salmon is the most sustainably raised salmon in the world. And, you know, we really try to use the top quality ingredients as long as it makes sense for us to use it.
Okay. Now, what is this green
This
green
is our
juice?
kale banana smoothie. It's one of our best-selling drinks. It tastes a lot better than it looks, I promise you. There's kale, ginger, cucumber, apple juice, a little bit of lemon juice. It's really good.
This is better than coffee for sure.
Yeah. It's a nice pick-me-up in the morning.
Delicious.
And this is our spiced apple chia water. This is one of our seasonal drinks. We don't have any sodas. There's no white sugar in the restaurant.
So is this a take on apple cider?
A little bit.
Or
so we do all of our own homemade. Every single one of our drinks is homemade. And our signature drink is the chia water. So we have chia seeds, which are great sorts of hydration and fiber and energy. And this is our, you know, spiced apple chia water with a little mint on top. It's got some cayenne pepper in there. It's a nice little apple cider.
Fantastic. Nate, do you want to tell us a little bit more about Lyfe Kitchen, sort of its history,
Absolutely.
and perhaps a little bit more about your personal vision or your take on what is healthy?
Sure. So when Lyfe was founded, one of the reasons I think we're so successful is it's not an original idea, right? Everyone, or a lot of people have had this idea of, I want to create a healthy restaurant, I want to create a healthy fast casual restaurant. The reason it hasn't been successful is because it's really challenging.
Right.
You know, there's always going to be skeptics no matter what side of the line you're on. And, you know, that's why we sort of tried to have something for everyone here. Lyfe was founded the idea that great tasting food can be good for you. The first restaurant opened in Palo Alto. And, you know, not of course, but we figured we were going to be successful in Palo Alto, California. If this didn't work in California, it wasn't going to work anywhere. Right? And then a lot of people, you know, we wanted to bring it home to Chicago. I'm from here, so I wanted to bring it home. And I had this feeling that people weren't eating this way here because they didn't know how, there weren't options to them. You know, knowledge is power, and when people don't know, they don't do it.
Right.
And I really thought that Lyfe was going to be really successful here. A lot of people didn't. Not that we had doubters, they just didn't think that Chicago was ready to eat this way. And every day at noon when you see the line out the door, I think it proves our point that if you give people the access and the knowledge and the know-how to eat this way and prove that great tasting food doesn't have to weigh you down and make you want to go to sleep, people will eat it.
Right. And then, you know, I'm kind of, after I've tasted, you know, all this great food that you guys have made, you know, it's like healthy food doesn't have to be boring, right? Healthy food doesn't have to be, you know, doesn't have to taste like cardboard. So how did you guys decide, like, these menus to actually keep it, you know, more trendy, where people recognize the names, like, you know, sort of the chicken without the chicken, or, you know, this beef dish that we had? I mean, how have you guys kept all the elements of what people are sort of used to eating, but made it healthier?
And I think on the other side of that, great tasting food doesn't have to kill you.
Right.
And going along, as I said before, you know, we wanted to have something for everyone. We didn't want to scare people away. That's why we're not marketing ourselves as a healthy restaurant. We're marketing ourselves as a great tasting restaurant. So we didn't want to have foo-foo food, you know, served by hippies. And we have a burger. We have, you know, it's a unfried chicken, but it's essentially a fried piece of chicken. It's not fried, it's baked and breaded, but it's good for you. We have a pasta dish. We have flatbreads. We have things that you would see in a normal everyday restaurant. They're just not made with all the unhealthy ingredients. You know, we don't have any butter, no cream, no high fructose corn syrup, no fryer, no microwave, no GMO, no MSG. Everything here is, you know, made the way it should be made.
Right. You know, my background is, you know, 15 years of healthcare in the nutrition field, and I think you guys are doing something with Northwestern. Is that correct? Or
we are. So
you
we
want to talk about it? That,
a restaurant open on Northwestern's campus, basically in Evanston.
Okay.
And our third restaurant in Streeterville is opening in the Northwestern Hospital. So we want to be, you know, Lyfe is part of every community that it's in. So we are very, very deeply ingrained in Northwestern's community, and, you know, we're participating with a lot of events with them throughout the college, throughout the university, throughout the hospital. And we're really excited to be a part of the community.
Right. Is there like a health and wellness fair coming up as well, or seminar or something this week?
There is, on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday in Evanston and Wednesday here. We're talking about, you know, a little bit of health and wellness, truth and transparency in the food that you eat. And we're just giving a little deep dive into what life is all about and what our food is all about.
So does Lyfe really talk more on, like, hey, we have a specific prescribed diet for you? I mean, do you guys cater to, like, the vegan audience, the vegetarian audience, the meat eaters? And how do you guys really make that happen?
So I would say no and yes.
Okay.
We don't cater to any specific diet. You know, we're welcoming to all. That being said, we do have specific menus for vegans. We have specific menus for gluten-free people. So no matter what you eat or what you don't eat, the majority is you can find something that you're going to like here.
What are your top 3 best sellers?
Our top 3 best sellers are our fish tacos. I think fish tacos just remind people of happier days.
Right.
Art's unfried chicken, which you had.
Or being on the beach, right?
And our flatbreads are all really top sellers as well.
And you guys don't, like, tout, like, oh, you know, this has this many calories. I mean, each dish becomes healthier because we add more vegetables, because we, you know, you said, like, no cream, no butter. We, you know, we bump up the nutritional profile of each of our dishes because we do that.
In terms of the food, you know, we use a lot more produce than other restaurants. You should see our produce delivery every morning. It's, you know, a truck full of produce.
Right.
We stock top to bottom of produce. Other restaurants use a ton of bread and cheese and meat. And, you know, we focus on the colors of the vegetables.
Right. It's like every plate looks like I'm eating a rainbow. It's like a rainbow plate on every dish, and the color colors, and like who really comes up with the menus, and like how do they, I mean, are they like inspired by seasons, or is this inspiration like, hey, I went to Italy and I just got inspired by some specific region? Like what is the inspiration behind each of the dishes?
So our chefs are Art Smith, who's Oprah's former chef.
Okay.
And Art went through a personal transformation of himself, lost 100 pounds. And then Jeremy Bringardner is the executive chef, and the two of them work together creating the menus. And Jeremy has worked in some of the finest dining restaurants all across the world and in Chicago. He lives in California now, and he's, you know, responsible for coming up with these seasonal, you know, creations.
Right, right. And then are any of these dishes, you know, can customers like actually recreate it at home?
Yeah,
Like,
you know, the menu. We certainly don't give away all of our recipes,
right?
But a couple of these are online.
Okay.
They're not hard to make. You know, it's simple. You put a little oil into a pan and saute some Brussels sprouts and butternut squash and, you know, a little breaded piece of chicken. Throw it in the oven for a couple minutes, and there you have it, the unfried chicken. It's pretty easy to make.
So if you were to tell a new person coming into Lyfe Kitchen on the street to come inside Lyfe Kitchen, what would be your 3 top ways of getting them inside?
I'd tell them that it's unlike any other fast casual restaurant out there. That the quality of our food is equal to the quality that you'll get almost in a fine dining restaurant at fast casual prices. And you certainly will not be disappointed. It's a very, very filling meal. It's, you know, a beautiful presentation. And, you know, how can you beat a kale banana smoothie, right? Where else are you going to get a piece of locked salmon and a glass of wine for under $20?